Hello. So, I feel like I learned quite a bit this week. So, let's start with Mill's utilitarianism. Um, I did not know what utilitarianism was until I read that. Okay, so there's two big things to me about it. The first one, and I wrote this in my BS, the first one is um, so it is like other philosophers in that in there's an emphasis on enlightenment, or knowledge and wisdom over simple pleasures. That's a big part of it. That like like pretty much every other philosopher seems to agree with, almost. Um, at least a lot of the ones that we've read. And the second thing being, the second major thing about it is how it is unique from all the other philosophical texts, and it is unique because it is focused on consequentialism. Um, so utilitarianism is all about the whole, making sure that the majority is happy. It's like trying to get the greatest amount of happiness as a whole. So, even if not everyone is happy, at least most people are happy. Um, it's not my thing. I don't really like that very much. Yeah, not great. So I, you had said something about, well, Camden had said something about it almost being like capitalism. And I very much disagreed with that a lot. I, Google's Google is very free, bro. I'm sorry. But and then you said something about how you could look at it more like Marxism, which I agree with. To me, it seems more like that, especially more than like capitalism. I could see like taking it that way. But that does not resonate with me. That's all. Um, like he has his right to his opinion, but that's just not what I. That I did not feel that way. I could have misunderstood what he said too, but anyway, um, it wasn't my favorite text. Not and I mean I just didn't like agree with all of it. I haven't really agreed with all of any of it. It was fine. The text was fine. I'm not complaining. Um, there's so much to cover. I can't cover all of it in 5 minutes. I mean, I wrote my BS over the passage about, well, which you know, but the passage about, he's saying like it's better to be wise and unhappy than a fool and happy. And I do agree with that. I agree on the whole, like, enlightenment is better than simple pleasures. Now, I do disagree. Like, it seems with all of these texts, there's a little bit of like not necessarily with Mill's utilitarianism, but there just seems to be this emphasis on how simple pleasures, they're like just bad, like not completely, but it but a little bit, like it seems like they're kind of dissing on, I'm sorry, that was just the word I thought of. They seem like they're dissing on simple pleasures, and that I don't like that. It's like there is something to be said about the simple things in life that we enjoy, and I think that we should try to have those in moderation. But I don't think they're bad. But I do think that enlightenment and knowledge is very important, and I do appreciate texts like that. I'm so sorry this is so long. Um, I have so much more to say on that, but I will move on to. Um, oh my goodness. The fictional text. Oh, The Moons of Jupiter by Monroe. Or Alice. Was it Monroe? I don't know. Anyway, it's another one of those stories where it's just internal thoughts like the whole time. It's all about what she's thinking, what the main character is thinking and feeling. Those aren't my favorite. Those are okay sometimes, but I'm really picky about them. I want them to be like a very specific way. And it just wasn't that specific way. I'm super picky about what I read anyway, which is I don't read much anymore. It's part of the reason why I don't read much anymore, because I just pick up a book and I'm like, what is this? I put it back down. But so I'm a little I critique a little bit too much, but God, I'm so sorry. I just ramble. What I learned from this was, I learned a lot from it. I mean, there's so much there, and yet literally the plot never progresses at all. And yet there was so much there, so much information that I just took in. Like, it's all about perspective and thinking about your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, your conflicts, your internal conflicts, your conflicts in relationships, putting it in perspective. And well, to me, a big part of it was like I said this kind of as a joke, but really, I mean, nothing really matters. Your problems don't really matter in the grand scheme of everything. The world keeps moving, even though you have problems. You're gonna die. The world keeps moving on. You know, the great big storm in Jupiter is still going to be a great big storm, no matter what happens. Now that I know that significance was for something else, but I feel like you could also relate it like that. That was a big thing for me, even though it seemed like you were saying it wasn't as big of a theme. So like the bigger theme is really, well, another theme of it is what we talked about, like the arbitrariness of it, which is kind of what I was saying, like nothing is real, but it's like this other perspective on the red dot, the storm in Jupiter, and the whole purpose of mentioning that in the text is that we ignore that. We separate ourselves from it because we are living in this arbitrary world. And I never would have thought of that if I had not attended class. So that was cool that I learned that. I'm trying to wrap this up. I'm so sorry. And then But the biggest thing I think you wanted us to understand from that was that um, the whole thing about like all those people knowing or thinking they know what they don't know, which also relates back more to the. I really hope arbitrary is the right word. I don't think that's the right word. I'm so sorry if that's not the right word. I need to crack open a dictionary. But yeah, so what I meant by that was like not real, like our own, dream world where we aren't really, um, where we just are playing pretend all the time. That's what I meant. I don't know exactly what I said, but that's what I'm talking about. So, um, everybody is living in this world and they're separating themselves from their problems. That's what this whole thing is about: separating yourself from the problems and perspective and people being confident when they shouldn't be confident. Thank you so much for listening to this very, very long video. Thank you.